Okay, so first and foremost, if you've made it this far into this project, I want to say thank you for coming this far. And I want to guarantee and promise you that doing these things is not as hard as you think it is right now. Don't let fear and anxiety drive you from challenging yourself and conquering new things. So, now that I've said thank you, let's talk about what we need to do here. So, this is the suit of armor from Doom. You can see it has all the parts from chest to helmets to back to visors, everything. Okay. So the first question I get is, these things are so small, what scale are they? So let's look at that. If we go here, we can see they're at 20%. But what are they at 20% of? And the answer is this model. So this guy that I use, I call him the ultimate male. You can see it over here. He's a 5'10" model. Okay. And you can see based on his body here that he's very muscular and yada yada. So the first question I get is, how are these scaled? If you scale these to 100% and you look just like this guy and you're 5'10", everything will fit you perfectly. What are the odds of that? Very, very low. So let's talk about how we change that. Okay. So we know these are scaled to 20%, but not all of them are here, right? Because there's only one leg. So let's talk about that for a minute. I supply one side, and it's your responsibility to mirror it, because if I add them, these 3MF files get huge, and then I can't upload them because they're blocked for size. So what I do is I include one leg or one shin or whatever, and you do right click. You can do copy paste first, right? So now you've got the same, and then you do mirror across x-axis, and now you've got a left and a right. Okay. And you obviously have to print both if you're doing this whole project, but you can see, so one kind of leans to the left and one kind of leans to the right. Okay. So now you know how to duplicate and mirror parts. Great. Okay. So obviously none of these parts are going to fit you. They won't even probably fit a Barbie doll. Well, they'd probably be oversized. But so what do we have to do? The answer is you need to scale these to your specific body. So how do we do that? Okay. Now, let's use the helmet as the example. No way this is going to fit you. And if you scale it up to 100%, it's still not going to fit you probably perfectly. So how do we scale these things? The first thing you need to do is download and print a pair of Cosplay calipers. I have a pair. They're on Maker World. That's me. You print these out and you measure your dimensions. Okay, I'm measuring my head here in this example. So let's look at it. So let's go back to the model. Now let's say, for instance, you measured your head, and let's get the digital distance here from edge to edge, and it's 41 millimeters. Okay, so let's say your head was 150 millimeters or something. So go to any calculator, AI, whatever you want to do, and what I just go to my iPhone and hit the button on the side, and I say, what percentage of 41.365 is 150? 362%. Okay, so now we know it's 362%, but it has to be 362% of what the existing is, right? So it's 20%. So what is 362% of 20%? 72.4. Okay, so we've got it in uniform scale here. We'll go 72.4. Enter. Okay, so now it scales it all up, which is fine. That's exactly what we wanted. So we have the front to back dimension correct now. But this is a weird kind of narrow helmet. So, or excuse me, we got the side to side here. So now we need to get this dimension. Okay, so you do the exact same thing. I'm just going to do a brief example here. So you go, dimension, grab this and this. It's 194. All right, well, mine's only 160 or something. So you go back to your calculator. What percentage of 160 is 194? Redo that math, yada, yada. And it gives you a number. And then what the trick here is you have to turn off uniform scaling, because you just want to scale in one direction, because we already have side to side. So if you go over here and click uniform scaling, now you can change individual dimensions in the X, Y, and Z. Okay. So now it's probably too chunky or whatever. So let's say whatever it was, and that's right, and we'll increase this a little bit. Okay. So now that you've checked off of your own head with calipers X, Y, and Z, and you've got all 3 dimensions, right? Let's assume that that this is good. But sometimes what happens is it falls off the bed, especially for helmets. So what do you have to do? You have to slice this up digitally so it all fits. So let's talk about that. What should we do here? We go to cut, right? And then it comes in and it shows you where the cut's going to be. All these tools are very simple. In some cases, you can add connectors. These walls are 8 millimeters thick, 8 millimeters. So pins don't really work too well here. You could try them, but I don't like to do that. So we'll just do cancel in this case. And we've got 2 halves. They look about right. We're going to place them both on the cut, perform cut, and see what it does. Okay. So now we've got these 2 pieces. Let's drag this one out of here. And what do you know? This fits great. So now we have 1 piece, or we have 2 parts to the same helmet that we know fit on the bed, and you can print both of them, right? And you have the full helmet, and that fits you perfectly. Now, the next question is, how do I connect these 2? The answer to that is what we call a plastic welding kit, okay? This is the exact model that I use. If you look closely, excuse me here, if you look closely, what it is it heats up metal staples, and you can connect. This is mostly used in auto body work, but for helmets and armor and 3D printing, it is amazing. It is the greatest tool in the world. I know it looks cheap, but I'm telling you, I've built a dozen sets of armor and I can throw it off the wall and it won't break. So this is what you use to connect the pieces, right? So you have those 2 halves. You have the 2 halves. You print them both out. Tape them together on the outside, and then add staples on the inside, and then you can start your post-processing. Okay, so we've got the helmets. We know how to connect them. We know how to scale them and size them. The final question I get a lot of is, how do I mount these things to my body? And the answer is, I use Velcro. So as long as these things fit your, like for instance, this thigh, if this thigh is sized properly, I buy a skin tight bodysuit, zip up like Kevlar, Nomexes, excuse me, if you Google that word. So get Nomex that are nice and tight to your body, size these things to fit you perfectly, and then all you have to do is line the inside with industrial Velcro, which is dirt cheap nowadays, and everything sticks to your body. If you want to use snaps and straps and whatever, let's say for the chest plate, you could probably drill a hole here and here, and maybe put an elastic strap so that goes behind your shoulder or something. But it's your body. Like this isn't rocket science. Like Google it, use AI, figure out how other people do it, because not everything is going to be the same for everybody. So I use Velcro, and again, snaps and straps. That's how I mount everything. And that's pretty much it, guys. Like, this is all very basic stuff. It's easy, easy, easy. Please challenge yourself. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I love helping and I love doing this. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks again for coming along.